My name is Rockea S. Bell, and I'm 35 years old. Well, it started out like this. I've always been fascinated with houses, homes, even though my family, we always did apartment living for the most part. And it was time I had my first full-time job. Like, I'm making like $10 an hour. Like, I'm doing big things, right? And so I was at my job at that time for almost 2 years, possibly. I was like, it's time for me to move out my parents' house. I was 20 then. So then I just decided to pursue home ownership. Oh gosh, I love that house. And I just get so emotional when I talk about that house. This is the old house. This is because it was in the building stages. But look at me. You know, I really was a kid, you know, starting this process. But this is a wonderful reflection of how far I really have come. We're headed to my old house. It's not as emotional. You know, when I ride past it once a week, maybe every other week. Yeah, so this is my old house, my baby. A house in a lot of ways was the only thing that I knew. I sacrificed a lot of stuff to live there. I mean, you know, I didn't have the same experiences as some of my friends that were in their early 20s. My experience was being an adult early, and I ended up I worked 2 jobs, almost the whole 12 years that I lived there, just to make sure that everything was taken care of. This is my tree. This is my tree. It was a baby tree, and now it's big and strong. And that's when I left this house. I was big and strong like this tree. When I purchased the house at that time, 14 years previous, things were, I mean, the game had changed dramatically. And so I didn't know if I was ready. I didn't know. So I went to INHP because I knew that they would be the resource. We're in the house. So of course, this is my entry, the atrium here. Kitchen. I love my kitchen. This is one of my fave places. Looked on the internet and I happened to see this house first day. I'm like, oh God, this house looks like me. It fits my style, my stilo, my swagger. I'm like, okay, I think it's the right price. Like, I can afford this. I'm like, okay. And so this was the seller. I always tell people, and this is so true, I don't care if your house is a rehab house. I don't care what kind of house you have, you know. And so this is when I knew, because even when I was coming in here, I'm like, it looks good, but I don't know. And so so when I knew that it was the house, because one morning, I think it was like at 8. I think before I was getting ready to go to work or something, I drove by here and parked the car in the back, and I brought my coffee and I just sat on the back porch, and it was so serene and it was just peaceful. And then I knew, like, this is my house. I know that this neighborhood is growing and it's changing, and I mean, there's new development going on every week here. So that is something so exciting to me. We have a park right across the street, a little pocket neighborhood park, which is awesome. I mean, this community is flourishing, and I'm just really thankful that I get to be a part of it.